As you can see, the PDP and the APC, I said they should go into competition to know who failed more. What APC is talking about PDP is absolutely correct. What PDP is talking about APC is absolutely correct. What APC is talking about itself is absolutely a lie. What PDP is talking about itself is absolutely a lie. APC and PDP, like I said, they're a monster with two heads. APC. APG and PDP. Tinubu and Atiku, they are equal and opposite. One is a Miloko of the north, another one is a Miloko of the south.
This election season, don't hold it, yo. Hey, you know they see what they see, my people. You see that statement we take open this video now. The first time when I hear him, I say, Kenneth Conquer at another whole video. But as time goes on, I come see and say, that's true, they talk. See, if you want to know how person wicked rich or good rich, ask person where know a rich house. ask who know a rich house. You see PDP and APC, they know each other rich house. And as the election they tight it, they gonna huru they go, we gonna their hands stop open now because breeze don't blow. Okay, see, as if all the drama for the since all the bulapa, all the balablu, all the APD, APC, for the since as if that drama not reach. Oh God! Now one guy fall out for background. He bust out for background say, Hey, what? He say our PDP presidential aspirant Atiku. He say na bad person. He say na very corrupt jagbajansi person. He say even the children no dey fit deny for him for some times. He say no get better plan for Nigeria. I beg, me no bless na my mouth. Mona hear what he talk.
2020, there were rumors that the Senate wanted to amend the requirements for the office of president to raise the minimum qualification, and Atiku had felt that he was the target of that process. And so he had reached out to me frantically via email. In that email, he said that beyond the Senate, his children were also pressuring him, his family basically were pressuring him to run for office, and as such wanted him to acquire by any means necessary a higher certificate that would make him eligible to run for office. And so he wanted me to help him secure admission to any Nigerian polytechnic where he could purchase such a certificate without scrutiny. I secured admissions for him at Federal Polytechnic Ida and Durban Polytechnic in Abuja. He sent money and I paid his fees. But I had advised him that the scrutiny he wanted to avoid was not going to be possible because the ever-vigilant DSS were always around these schools investigating. And so there was no way he was going to avoid scrutiny. Acting on that advice, somehow he secured admission to Anglia Ruskin in the UK. I do not know how he did it, but he secured a master's degree from there. But he didn't go to school because he loves education. He went to school to fulfill his desperation of becoming president of Nigeria. In that email, he had mentioned the fact of his children forcing him, putting him under intense pressure to run for office again. I wondered why, but it didn't take too long for me to find out why. So Hawa is Atiku's daughter, one of his daughters, and she had told me herself that one of the reasons her brothers, especially Mo, whom she mentioned, would do anything for their father to become president was the fact that he knows that he must become a multi-billionaire should his father make it to that office. In her words, nothing will stop him. Now, when you put into perspective the fact that Atiku has 31 biological children, each one of them wanting to become a multi-billionaire, then you'd understand why he should be afraid of letting this family near that space. I was later to speak with Mo himself, and he affirmed what his sister told me. He said that There's no other goal in his life right now than for his father to become president, because he knows that when his father wins, his appetite will become larger. Also, these children want to emulate their father's royalty or royal lifestyle lived abroad. And so it is their dream to relocate abroad with their various families. But they feel that the billions they already have, even by the admission of their father, they are living comfortable lives here. Now, those billions are not yet enough. They need more. And so they need their father to be in office so they can embezzle more money and relocate. Do you know what it will cost you, this country, for 31 children to aim to be multi-billionaires in a country where we are already short of funding for major critical projects? They'll rip Nigeria dry. You can listen to them. You don't have to take my word for it.
Who complained big time about Chidoka. He said Chidoka used daddy's money and didn't deliver. In the end, God was very bitter. You know one thing is no one decided to be president because no knows that when and if daddy becomes president, he will be a multi-billionaire. Nothing will stop him. So he will bet his everything. The thing is, Adamu is highly ambitious, and so is Muhammad. Adamu is very selfish, and so is Muhammad. Adamu likes money, and so does Muhammad.
Just two of them.
And so it is true.
And everybody wants to feel closer to that.
There have been instances where I've been interested in, going for an office maybe or what, but for whatever reason, that didn't happen. But I'm just at a point where my primary interest is to see Atiku Abubakar become president. There is no secondary interest for now or tertiary interest or anything. That is the only interest I have now. Now, once we are successful, then I would say my appetite will now become very, very large.
Makes sense.
So that's more what I'm focused on. I'm trying to make him president, like you.
We'll try our best. That's I love you.
Let's see how things go.
Okay.
If I have plenty money now, I can even move my family out of this country.
Money to move your family out of the country is not something you'd lack at the moment.
Really?
And now you just disguise.
I am my investment advisor.
Do I need to be?
No.
I don't need to be now.
You are my investment advisor, so if I have plenty money,
No.
but I move them out. See, abroad is not enjoyable if you don't have money.
I agree.
If you're in Nigeria, we are used to having one cook, 2 nannies, 1 driver, 1 houseboy. How many people have 5 staff? To afford 5 staff abroad, you have to be a multi-millionaire. It's not easy. And I'm not a multi-millionaire. And I don't want to be living this kind of lifestyle here, and I'm living Nigeria comfortably. Then now go abroad and be living one kind of life.
I can relate. You do have a point.
You understand? So, moving is one thing, but moving comfortably to match your current lifestyle is another thing.
I agree.
So unless it becomes essential for them to move, I'd rather not move until if God has blessed our hustle, our struggles.
How many houses remain for you now?
You hear that? You hear that? This one a person we don't walk follow him. He walk follow and so he know him. Now he come out now can tell us. I beg my people who get sense, because this election, not be what you think. This election is between good and evil. It's between the poor versus the rich. Not just between APC, PDP, Labour Party, and NPP and the rest. No, it's about the future and the past. The past versus the future. Hell for Nigeria or better future for Nigeria. We must get sense.
Mr. Chimugo, now let's get this out of the way. What motivated you to take on your former boss in the way you have done?
Well, there's basically been two reasons which I have repeated over and over on social media. And first is that young persons like myself who serve politicians should never again be taken for granted. Secondly, to warn Nigerians, educate them before the elections to prevent them from making the greatest mistake ever. If Nigerians think that they've seen corruption before, let them wait until they make the mistake of putting the Atiku family into office.
Yeah. As they give that woto, then one woman verse ballot for inside APC campaign committee. He say, a conscience not fit carry him again. He want talk truths, maybe people here. Now this woman will not come sweet me pass. Because not be because he talk about say Tinubu no fit hold couple. Not be because he talk about say Tinubu now so we do this one, you know. Anything we talk about Tinubu not to pay me. The one way he talk, where he sweet me pass. Now be this one about Shetima, because this one somebody don't fair talk on before, and I go play the video Mona watch. Then Mona fair watch this.
So what I'm trying to say is this: Nigerians should be focused. We have a very, very serious problem. Nigeria is at the brink, especially as it concerns security. You must have an enabling environment in order to do anything. So you cannot take someone that is virtually senile and another person that has been associated on several occasions with funding terrorism. That is Kasim Shatima. Kashim Shatima, we should not forget Kabiru Sokoto. Kabiru Sokoto was one of the most wanted terrorists, and he was found and arrested in his house. Let us understand and let us not forget, this terrorism, this banditry, this carnage is not just happening by mistake. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. A multi-billion dollar industry because it takes a lot of money on defense budget. It has a lot to do with the sale of drugs. It has a lot to do with mining and illegal bunkering and illegal and illicit mining. And look at the areas that are generally affected by this. Take the Northeast, for instance. In the Northeast, you have the blue diamond. That is a strategic mineral. You have oil at the Chad Basin that is being explored right now, but illegally. You have Zamfara. If you go to Zamfara, Zamfara has more gold than Ghana. Zamfara's gold is being traded in Dubai and other parts of the country. There is a market called Nigerian gold in Dubai. Go and check. So who is doing this mining? Most times they are the governors, the people in power. They are the ones doing it in connivance with foreign mercenaries. Can you remember? Have we forgotten when they said there is a no-fly zone in Zamfara? Why should there be a no-fly zone? There isn't even an airport in Zamfara, but aircrafts land and they take off from Zamfara. And let me tell you something else. In Zamfara, every container that comes from China ends up in Zamfara. You know why? Because in Zamfara, the soil in Zamfara has all the strategic minerals that you can think of. So when the containers come in from China, they land they end in Zamfara, and a bag of Zamfara soil is today sold at 5,000. So they need to displace the people to allow them to continue with their mining. I mean, it's multifaceted. And these are people that one has been severally accused of harboring terrorists, even recently. And why? Let us ask, why should Shatima be visiting, along with his governor, be visiting and making a solidarity with a police officer that was being tried for drug trafficking? Why? So you begin to put these things together and you begin to understand why Nigerians must retrieve their country. We can't allow this thing to happen.
You hear her? You hear her? You see that thing where she talks to? She's not the first person. She's not the first Northerner where they talk this thing. When I remember Al Mustafa, yes, former security details to the late Abacha. He don't first talk something like this.
That can be solved.
I have. I'm going to give you a tiny little example. Some of the things bedeviling Nigeria today is security. The insecurity in Nigeria is not born out of social problems only. Then the question here is, for example, why Boko Haram? Who created Boko Haram? When was it created? 22 years plus today, from 1st November 1999. What was the reason? Solid mineral resources. What is there? Rare stones. One of the most precious stones on earth. What is the quantity in Nigeria? Where is it located? Is the market available? The fact that you have precious stones in your land, you have enough money. Let's assume Boko Haram has, for the 22 years, the countries involved, I'm being bold to say so, that there are countries involved who created Boko Haram, diverted the attention of Nigerians and the leadership of Nigeria, inflicted maximum punishment in killing men, women, killing Muslims and Christians, putting all the bombs from all the records we have seen so far, shamefully. But I tell you, the aim of it is to take our resources, and I have evidence to show. We've been there. We've been to the Francophone countries between our borders and where these things are laid, looking at Borno State, looking at Bauchi, looking at part of Yobe State, looking at Adamawa, looking at Gombe. Now looking at Nigeria from Francophone countries, Cameroon, Chad, and Niger, for example, in that plank, the 1,864 kilometers in our borders. If you examine the happenings here, the stories created, and the happenings from the other end, and the movement in terms of excavation, that is colossal amount of money in hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars. And here we don't have. We even scavenge to look for money to run an operation for us to bring security from where resources of Nigeria are taken away. Is, for example, they are taking away 100, and you are busy looking for a kobo to be able to maintain yourself. Well, you have hundreds of that going away. So this aside, the fact that we have also taken the pains to go around the world to know these precious resources have markets, and in the international markets there are numerous bilateral or diplomatic economic movement or energy that can bring resources to you in your country, then Nigeria ought not to be where it is. Let's assume the precious stone, the rare stones has finished. Look at the global business games going on today. Look at the richest man on earth. What's his background? Lithium. In all the 19 northern states, you have lithium. There are 6 southern states where you have lithium.
Emmanuel, are you telling me the truth? You see, huh? See, my people, Nigeria is sitting on a hot coal. A very hot coal, burning coal. Make we use our sense this time, because the way PDP and APC take rigmarole this game. Come bring Tinubu, put Shetima for a back. Then come bring Atiku, make it come overshadow all those then wicked, throw all of them, throw them Peter Obi, come out for PDP. Then things in our business as usual. They don't say God get plan for them. And the plan we God get for them now be Peter Obi. The youth of Nigeria, this one are not torn. Let's grab this opportunity and take power from these old people, because they don't get anything new to give us. Pick up your PVC, vote well, vote wisely, vote wisely, vote wisely. God, they give people opportunity too many the way we give Nigeria. So we don't fair miss one opportunity. 2015 we bring Buhari, our eye don't see shaggy. Now it's time for us to correct our mistake. But if we fail to correct it now, we'll have ourselves to blame. But I pray may nourish like that. As soon as I know, my name is MC Kuvuki. I beg, like this video, share and make spread everywhere, educate people, because some people still want to vote innocently and cowardly and make foolishly. So let's educate them, because only your vote cannot make somebody president. But if we put all our votes together, we go fit make the president what we want. We fit bring out to power then our country will become better. And not forget, like Jackson talk, say, if you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make the change. You know why I talk? Because if everybody wake up for morning, sweep their domot, the whole country, you don't sweep and clean.
No be by turn, no be by force. Naija go make sense if we vote to be that thing. Our local, Naija local. Obi is the man, Yusuf that is supporter. We dey beg God, we dey pray God. Now them way we want, we no want Agbalagba. Obi, Yusuf Dati. Party. We dey beg God, we dey pray God. Now them way we want, we no want Agbalagba. Now I turn Naija go better, if Peter Obi we know. No be my turn, no be your turn. Na Nigeria turn, if we be that we know. Our local, Obi that na, then go make Nigeria great. Brain dey hot, power dey, na them make sense pass. We go vote Obi that Obi, Yusuf Dati. Party. We dey beg God, we dey pray God. Now the way we want, we no want Agbalagba.
This message now from Nigeria and New Movement NAMO. Take support Obi Dati Presidential Campaign Council. Vote Labour Party. Look for where them draw Papa, Pikin and Mama. Make we take our country back.